For your Among Us felt crewmate, you're going to find in your kit these things: some fluff, some yarn, your piece of felt has your needle on it, the visor for your crewmate, and then the actual felt itself has the pieces that need to be cut out. So you're going to cut out along the line. Actually, I think I asked that you cut out leaving a little bit of seam allowance, so don't cut right on the line. Don't follow my bad example. I think that I realized that I needed to cut leaving some seam allowance right after I took this video, when I realized that my crewmate did not quite work out the way I wanted him to. So leave some seam allowance, because you're actually going to sew on the line that's there. You're not going to cut on the line. Now that you've got your felt pieces cut out, what you're going to do is you're going to stack the two body pieces on top of one another. But first we'll actually glue down the visor. You can glue it down or you can sew it down, whatever you are more comfortable doing. I used some tacky glue. You could use hot glue or tacky glue if you have it. And you're just going to put a little bit on the back side of the visor. You'll glue it down to the front side of your crewmate. So you want to make sure that you're using the side that does not have the pen line on it. That's going to be the front side, just because it's going to look a little bit nicer. So you'll glue that down or sew it down. And we're just going to do a very basic knot here with our string and just a simple stitch around the outside. Now, like I said, I did ask that you leave a little bit of seam allowance on yours, so you want to make sure that your crewmate pieces are stacked together inside out, because you're going to flip it right side out when the time comes. So you want them to be inside out right now. And you're just going to do a very simple basic stitch to attach the two pieces together. You'll go all the way around, just stitching it up. And once you have reached almost all the way around, you're going to leave a little bit of space, because we are going to put some stuffing in your crewmate just to make it a little bit more cuddly, I guess. So you'll go all the way around, stitching it closed, but do leave a little bit of space. I left a space around the leg of mine. You can leave a space anywhere you'd like. Just make sure you've got enough room in there to turn it inside out, or turn it right side out, because it's out inside out right now. So you're going to turn it right side out, and then you'll put some stuffing in it. Now that we've gone almost completely around our crewmate, we're going to tie a knot in our string to secure it. And then we're going to flip it right side out. So right now we're looking at the inside of our crewmate, and we're going to need to flip him right side out so that we can stuff him and get him ready to go. So once you've got your knot tied and it's nice and secure, we'll just snip off any remaining string, and we'll flip them inside out. I had a bit of trouble with mine, so I did it off camera. So now that he's flipped right side out, we're going to put some stuffing in him. And he's pretty small, so he doesn't take a whole lot of stuffing. Just be kind of patient. Do try to make sure that you get it into the other leg. You might need to use like a pen or something to help move the stuffing around in there. You don't want him to be overly stuffed, but you just want him to be kind of fluffy. And once you've gotten him completely stuffed, you'll stitch up that opening that you left. And you can do just a very basic stitch again, just whatever it takes to close up that hole. I probably could have stuffed mine a little bit more, but it's not too bad. Don't forget to tie a knot in your string, because I forgot to tie a knot in my string and my string just came right out. So tie a knot in your string, stitch up your crewmate, and we just want to close that opening that we left for the stuffing, because now that it's stuffed, we don't need it. You're going to do the same thing with the tank for your crewmate. You're going to take the two pieces of the belt for the tank. Those are going to be those two sort of square rectangular shapes. And you're just going to stitch them together. Once again, you'll need to leave a little bit of space. Don't go all the way around, because you are going to stuff the tank as well. So just do a nice and easy stitches, and you'll flip it inside out again. So make sure that you are using the side that does not have the pen mark as your inside pieces, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. I mean, you definitely don't have to, but it looks a little bit cleaner if you do it that way. So just stitch most of the way around so that you can add some stuffing to it when you're finished stitching. Now that it is stuffed, you're going to finish off the last side. Just stitch that closed. And once you've gotten that last piece closed, you'll stitch that tank onto the crewmate you made previously. I didn't realize that I was kind of off camera. Whoops. So I'm just stitching the last side. There we go. Now I'm back. Just stitching the last side closed. Okay, now that our tank is closed and our crewmate is done, we just need to stitch the two together. So just kind of find a good spot to place that, and we're just going to do kind of a hidden stitch between the crewmate itself and the tank. If you can see it, it's not a major deal, but just do enough stitching to affix the two pieces together. And now we're just going to tie off our string, just the basic couple of knots. That way it does not fall off. And once it is tied off, you can just snip off the remaining string. And there you have it. There is your Felt Among Us crewmate. See you next time.